seeing my neurodiversity as a superpower literally saved my life. And people always come at me when I say, like, my autism is a superpower, my neurodiversity is a superpower and is a gift. People always come at me and say, it's a disability. Like, I get this over and over and over on my videos, like people telling me not to do this. But if I did not shift my beliefs around this, I would not still be here today, because around the time of my diagnosis, I was very worried at what was wrong with me. Did I have some kind of mental health issue? Why could I never cope throughout the rest of my life? Why was I so different to everyone around me? And after my diagnosis, if I'd have just taken that diagnosis and left it at that, left it as a disability, I would not be here today. Because my doctors said to me, right, we've got it on record, that's it, you don't get any support from us, see you later. Right? So imagine that, and this is what has happened to lots of people. Imagine that, just taking that away, we think you've got a disability, goodbye, you won't hear from us on this anymore. That is it. Right? That could have sent me into a pit of despair. It could have sent me into a pit of despair. And I did go into this phase of like, who am I? Like, who am I? And all these things in my life that I thought must be trauma, that I was trying to heal, and must just be anxiety and must be a mental health issue, were actually autism. Right? And what I came to see through that process, through the dark pit of despair that put me in initially, this like confirmation to my inner child, like, you're not normal. You have got something different about you, right? This put me in a spin. And what I came to see through that process, when I came out of that pit of despair, was this just deep divine knowing in me that I was here with my brain being wired differently for a reason. And my brain being wired differently for a reason had enabled me to save my family's life from a carbon monoxide leak when I was 8. So I had evidence, my inner child had evidence of this superpower, that my brain worked differently and I had additional senses that other people didn't have, that I could feel the energy of a room when I walked in. I could feel what was going on for someone. I would know what was going on for someone without them even needing to open their mouth and tell me. And slowly and surely, as I aligned my life around my sensitivities, instead of seeing them as a burden, instead of seeing my neurodiversity as something wrong with me, as I aligned my life into, right, well, I'm here with this for a reason, so let's align everything around that in a way that works for me so that I can flourish, I slowly and surely pulled myself out of that pit of despair, got really in touch with my sacred yes and my sacred no in my body, and redesigned my life, my business and everything around who I was and what I was here to do. So if I'd not have leaned into this belief of, right, I'm here with this for a reason, therefore it must be a gift, if I hadn't have leaned into that, I wouldn't have pulled myself out of the pit that I was in, and I wouldn't have seen the success that I have today. And the reason that I've seen the success that I have today is because of my ability to deeply tune into what is right for me and deeply tune into helping others understand what is right for them and redesigning their lives around their sensitivities, around their superpowers, and seeing how incredibly gifted and amazing they really are. Like, this actually changes lives, and the neuroscience backs this up. The latest research in positive psychology backs this up as well, and says that neurodivergent people who flourish, they understand their strengths. People that tap into their strengths, they not only have great success, but they are generally happier, they have higher levels of well-being, because they understand who they are, what energizes them, what brings them joy, and they follow this, and this just puts everything into alignment. So this is why, Like, this is the neuroscience behind why this is, but also for me personally, if I wasn't able to lean into this as a superpower, that meant I was inherently broken. That meant there was something wrong with me. And that went into the darkest depths of my soul around, well, therefore I shouldn't be here. That is where that train of thought would have gone had this gift not have saved me, and me not have realised in myself and others just how powerful this is and just how much the world needs this right now. So I hope that helps someone else today.